What's up, guys? This is your boy Kanal, aka Black Man Travels. Happy Wednesday. Wow, man, this tonight's gonna be a very touchy, personal segment. Right now with a lot of things that's happening. Congratulations to President Trump, who is now the new president. And of course, as the new president, he brings in his list of agendas that he felt that he actually promoted throughout his campaign. And one of the biggest topic right now, all over social media, the news segment, media, all things, is illegals, immigrants. And right now, there's a big discussion around deportation. Now, guys, I have a personal, very, very, very personal and touchy experience around illegal immigrants, because I myself was a illegal immigrant. I came into this country illegally in 1978. I came during the time where a huge influx of Cubans, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Haitians were coming into the country. This is during the 70s. So there were countless of immigrants coming from all over the Caribbean islands. Some people were able to come on planes. Some people were able to actually get on a boat. And I was one of these people that was actually on a boat. Yes, I came in this country on a boat with other immigrants. I was 6 months old. Yes, again, this can be a very touchy personal segment. And again, this is something that is very dear to me because I've shared this story countless of times. And my nephews and nieces have shared this story to their classmates, to their staff and everything else, because this story is very interesting. Because it shows that if you believe in the American dream, anything can happen. Like, guys, you need to understand how the world views America is like the land of gold. They think that anything is possible when they come to this country, and it is. I'm not the one that's going to sit here and bash the United States, because I'm truly grateful to be in this country. I'm truly grateful to the fact that I had the rights that have been bestowed onto me to actually leverage of a better life. But initially, when we came into this country illegally, my mother and I, we first came first. Then she actually went back and got my sisters and my brothers to come to the United States. And again, guys, I don't know why I'm nervous talking about this, because this is very, very, very personal, but I've shared this story to countless of people. I've written about it, and I feel like this is something that needs to be had. And with all the families right now being concerned, a lot of the illegals, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, they kind of understand the fear factor behind the possibility of getting deported. Because again, the deportation already started. As of this week, there have been over 1,000 people that have been deported back to their country. Over 1,000 people since Trump came in. And President Trump came into office. And one thing is that I've seen people get deported. I've known people who got deported, and it's not an easy thing, because you have to understand that you created a life here within the United States, and all of a sudden, of course, you did some illegal things. Now you're forced to go back to your motherland country. And here's the crazy thing is, The people that I know who got deported, they came here when they were kids. But the fact that their homeland was in Bahamas or in Jamaica or in Haiti or even the Dominican Republic, and I've known a few people who got deported back to DR. People got deported back to Haiti, to Bahamas, to Jamaica, and it was really a hard transition for them after they got out of prison. But again, if you decide to break the law and decide to become a criminal, yes, you have every right to be deported back to your homeland. If you're not going to be a civilized citizen and partake in the opportunity that is bestowed onto you, then yes, there's if you're going to do bad and there's no way changing that, the only option is to deport you. However, there have been many immigrants who have been impacted by the deportation. And I've seen that personally over the years. Guys, I'm going to take a step back and just share that, I'm from Haiti. Well, my mother and dad is from Haiti. I was born in Nassau. And the only reason why I was born in Nassau, because it was a pit stop. My mother decided to leave Haiti in 1978 while pregnant with me, landed in Nassau. I was born there, stayed there for about 6 months, then got back on another boat and came to the United States, and we landed in Miami. And during that time, my mother doesn't really talk about that journey because she remember a lot of hardships. She remember her life being extremely hard in Haiti. Again, she was there during the Duvalier era, and it was really hard. So when she decided to leave the country, she decided to take that chance and risk her life, including mine. Granted, she left twice. She left from Haiti to Bahamas on a boat while she was pregnant. Then she had me in Nassau, got back on the boat, and took another chance. And here's the interesting story. During the journey with my mother and I on that boat, again, I was 6 months old, so I don't remember anything, but she kind of tells my nephews and everybody else her story. And throughout the commotion of traveling on the boat, I think we were at sea for about a week, about over 10 days. I was crying so much that a woman tried to grab me and throw me off the boat. My mother had literally had to fight for her life, hold me tight to prevent this person from throwing me off the boat because I was constantly crying. And I remember my mom telling me that when the boat got near the shoreline, the smugglers told her, "Hey, you have to get off the boat because we can't land the boat on the shore." So all the immigrants had to get off. All the illegals at the time had to get off the boat and swim to the shore. My mother had me, 6 months old, threw herself in the ocean and swam towards the shorelines. Once they got to the shoreline, everybody started scattering. You guys probably seen videos of immigrants of landing in Miami and South Florida, and they start running. My mother did the same exact thing, but she was with me. I mean, I was with her. 6 months old. I was 6 months old, running with my mother. Well, she's carrying me while she's running. And my mother found a bush. She found a bush. She hid somewhere near a trash can, like a big dumpster, and waited until everything cooled down. And throughout the whole entire commotion, I never cried. So I cried a lot during the boat ride, but I didn't cry when doing all the yelling and running and screaming that was going on. So, time passed. My mother got situated. Of course, during that time, she was illegal. She had to do jobs. She had to do work that was that wouldn't pay. And as a child, we lived in the projects, man. I lived in the projects in Miami. Lived in one of the worst neighborhoods, honestly. Surrounded by drugs, prostitution, all type of things, man. And again, when you're illegal, you don't have any money. You're trying to find the cheapest place you could stay. And the only job my mother could get at the time, because she was illegal, she didn't have any papers yet, was to work out on the fields. And typically immigrants, like the same way how they view Mexicans or other immigrants that go out and work on these farm fields, my mother did the same exact thing. She will get on a bus ride. It was a big yellow bus. He used to come pick her up, take her down to Homestead, like South Miami area, and she'll work literally 12 hours. Like from sunrise to sundown, she's working. And at the time, she tells us she was making about $2 an hour. like $2.50 an hour at the time. I remember my mom used to come home and she'd have all her knees would be all scratched up because she was constantly picking up straw. She was picking up strawberries and picking up watermelons. And she used to work 12 hours a day. So my older sister had to look after us. And again, my older sister's only 5 years younger than me. So we're in the house, me, my little sister, and my older sister. I think at the time my older sister was probably 12, and I'm 7. And my mother used to work these hard hours. She didn't have any papers, so she had to do what was best to bring food to the table. My father didn't come with us to Miami. He stayed because he had a family there. But let me see if I can find this picture. One second, guys. It's probably better that I show you than to tell you. Hold up. Where is it? 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 Come on. All right, here it is. This is what my mother used to do. Again, as an illegal Haitian immigrant, this is what she used to do for 12 hours with other Haitians. This is a picture that was taken back in 1985. And what they used to do back then, if you were illegal, of course, you couldn't work anywhere. A lot of women, in order to find work, will go out to the farm fields and do the same thing that, migrants are currently doing out in the farms. But, this is 1984, 1985 era. So the money wasn't even there. And, live in the projects, live in the worst part in Miami, drug infested. My next door neighbor was a prostitute. Dude, I was exposed to a lot of stuff at that time. This is Miami in the 80s, 1980s Miami, when everything was just completely raw. But this is what most illegal Haitians had to do. They had to work the fields. And similar to how the migrants would come here and work the fields, my mother had to do the same exact thing. My mother had to do it for like 5 years until she applied for her green card. I think after a certain amount of time, she was able to apply for a green card. And once she got her green card, I was able to get my green card because of my mother. But still, life was still hard because, again, my mother, she's uneducated. She couldn't speak the language. She couldn't speak English. And she was forced to do the odd jobs that no one else didn't want to do, similar to what the immigrants are going through. Immigrants are not taking your jobs, people. We need to stop that bullshit. They're doing the jobs that you don't want to do. Just like my mother had to do the jobs that no one else wanted to do. She had to do that. For her to get a job at a hotel was like a damn winning situation, because at that time you could get some type of benefits, some type of better pay, better condition. When you out there working in these fields, again, this is the 80s, people. This is the 80s. There was no health comp to take care of you if you would have got hurt or injured in the job. So a lot of the illegals, especially the Haitians at the time, they were working these fields. Same goes as the Haitians were coming into this country. Hold on, just another picture. This is me. This is how I came into this country illegally in 1978. At one point, I was ashamed of it. To tell other kids how you came to this country was not something I was very proud to talk about, because, again, being Haitian in Miami or being Haitian in New York, Boston was not a cool thing. If you were a Haitian, you got your ass kicked, you got jumped, you get hit on for no reason. We experienced a lot of discrimination, and I wouldn't say we experienced racism, but a lot of discrimination in a way where that we were Black, but we spoke another language. We were Black, but we didn't look a certain way. So we were harassed a lot of times. We were denied from a lot of things. But as Haitians, we're coming from a country that is poor, that's been ran by dictators, corruption. We make do what we have. And one thing that my mother told me and the rest of my siblings that, hey, you being Haitian and you being black, you have 2 strikes against you. You cannot afford to fuck up here. My mother used to tell us that. The fact that you were Haitian and you're black, you got a double strike. So you got to work twice as hard, and you got to keep your head down. Do not get into trouble, because again, guys, this whole this whole thing around deportation, this stuff been going on for years. I remember this back in the 90s when they used to talk about deportation. And as I mentioned before, I've known a few people personally that got deported back to their country. So the worst thing you want to do is get caught up doing something illegal, something criminal based. Go to prison, because after you get out that prison, once your time is up, you get deported. This has been going down in Miami for years. So this whole thing that President Trump is pushing now is nothing new. Nothing new. So being a Haitian immigrant, illegal Haitian immigrant, I had to go through the same process as any other immigrant who had to go through. I had to, submit my papers in, get the green card. Once I got the green card, I had to remain within the United States, not break any laws for, I think, 9 years. After 9 years, I could apply for my citizenship. But I think nowadays they actually shorten the number of years you could actually become a citizen. But again, this is the process that we have to follow. So I became an American citizen. And again, I'm not worrying about anyone deporting me. I've been an American citizen for over 25 years. And I'm a law-abiding citizen. But seeing what people are going through now, the fear in their faces, the concern, it does bring back a lot of memories, how things were for my mom, because I remember when people used to threaten my mother and her friends, her colleagues, that, hey, if you don't act right, if you don't do what I say, we're going to call the police on you. So that fear of always knowing that they could always call the police on you, that you're going to get deported, was always there, always. And now on TikTok, you have people like constantly making jokes about it like it's a funny thing, and it's not. I mean, I understand that, hey, there's a big strife between the immigrants and Americans, but when you start playing games, start jokingly talking about, calling the police, calling ICE. Now they call it ICE nowadays. That you're gonna deport them. That's not a cool thing, because I went through that, and I went through the discrimination from Americans as well. My childhood was not easy as a Haitian. We got picked on a lot. Friends of mine got jumped. It got to the point where we had to carry knives in our bags to protect ourselves. There were situations where we were mistreated, man. It was just because we were Haitian. We were called, hey, we brought AIDS to this country. We eat cat. That whole eating cat shit, that shit ain't nothing new to us. That shit been going on for years. But, some people probably eat it. I don't know. But this is what we had to go through as Haitian kids in the United States. Getting picked on every single day, getting assaulted, getting mistreated by your other black peers. These were the things. This was the life. If someone wanted to deny you service, they could do that. But as an immigrant, you can't fight it. You can't say nothing. You are completely silenced. You can't do anything about it. And to be honest, that's why I think a lot of the black immigrants have a resentment. And I'm going to keep it real, guys, towards certain people. I don't want to call out anybody, but it's just the way the experience that they experienced when they came into this country was not pleasant. And for them to go through that and get treated the way they did by people who look just like them, but just spoke a different language, is just very traumatizing. Extremely. And, the fear factor, knowing that, hey, I could threaten by calling the cops on you and you could get deported back home, knowing that you literally almost risk your whole entire life. You sacrifice everything you left behind. You risk your life and your children's life to get on this damn boat. Or nowadays they take the Duran passage through Guatemala and Mexico, but still you're risking your life and you're risking your children's life coming to this country. And again, I understand there's a process that you need to follow. I totally get it. I'm not pushing that. But to make fun of the situation is not cool. I almost lost my life coming here to this country. I'm not supposed to be here. That boat could have easily flipped side and I would have drowned with my mother. And it's kind of funny because I kind of gone through the whole came into this country on a boat. My mother worked the fields, you know, lived in the projects. I kind of went through the same almost American experience. Actually, I lived the fucking American experience. You kind of look at it. Most immigrants that came to the United States came here on a boat. Most of them lived in projects at first. And most of them had to do jobs that no one else didn't want to do. That's my life. Well, that's not my life. That's my mother's life. I watched this woman, God bless her soul, she's 76 years old now. She's turning 77 next month. She's still alive. She's still kicking. For her to experience what she experienced and live and become the American dream. My mother came into this country with nothing. Yet she was able to buy a home. And she was able to retire. There's no other country in the world that will give somebody where you could come to with nothing and become something. I don't care what anybody say. Oh, I know a lot of you guys, especially you travel guys, like the bash United States, like, it's the Matrix. Listen, the Matrix is the only place that could put you in a position for you to fucking retire. The Matrix is the only place where you could actually become something. That's why tons of people across the globe is trying to come into this country. They want that same opportunity that you have. It may not be the same exact as far as level wise, but they just want an opportunity to have a better life. And that's what my mother decided to do. She wanted to risk her life, including mine, to come into this country illegally in 1978 to give her kids a better life. And that's one thing I failed to mention, guys. My mother and I was here first. Then my little sister came. She was born here. So I guess she took advantage of the birthright situation because she was an American citizen. But all my other siblings had to come to the United States. So what my mom did, once she became a resident, she applied for each of my siblings, my brothers and my sister. Each one of them started coming one by one. And eventually, all my sisters and brothers were here. And guess what my mother did? She sat them down. You're in America. You got to learn English. My mother made sure as soon as they got here, they went straight to school. You got to learn English, and you got to pick a job that you're going to make money in. That was something that my mother kind of focused on. Like, listen, you got to have your life, like her life. Let me take a step back. She knew that she could never have the life that she wants to have, but she wants to make sure that her kids had a way better opportunity. Again, guys, my mother was picking strawberries and watermelons on the fields for 12 hours. Her next big come up, as far as job wise, to be a housekeeper. She started housekeeping at hotels. Then she started working for like private residents, which kind of helped her even more because it put her in a better position. But she made sure all of her kids' education was number one. That was the only way for us to get out the projects, to get out the hood that we were staying in Miami. Again, people want to, look at Miami as this glamour place. No, back then, the 80s, 90s, Miami was gully, like fuck straight gutter. And drugs were very rampant. Killing, murders, that was extremely rampant at the time. My mother made sure, like, hey, she kept a close leash on us. Like, listen, you got to go to school. 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 That's it. Now she can look back. All of her 6 kids are advanced graduate college degree holders. Her grandkids are Ivy League students or graduate from Ivy League schools. Now we have doctors in the family. So again, we came from a woman who could not read and write her own language, sacrificing her life to get on a boat for a better opportunity in this country so she could give her kids an opportunity of a lifetime to do better. And her kids were able to do that by staying focused, keeping their head down, and not get into trouble. Because again, we always knew that fear factor of also, getting deported was always there. Now, guys, me being the youngest kid, me and my sister, living in the hood was not fun. It was not fun at all. And but it taught me how to fight. It taught me how to defend myself, and just it makes you realize, like, listen, it's the survival of the fittest. Again, being an immigrant in this country, it teaches you how to survive and move quicker, because you understand that there's no room for error. Because there's a possibility that, if you were to get caught doing something, the punishment would be more severe than what American would probably go through. And that's the fear that's the fear that my mother put in my head, like, do not get arrested. So we talk about immigrants coming to this country illegally. They need to do things the right way, which I understand. But sometimes, man, you got to take desperate measures, man. I can't fault the immigrants that's walking all across these countries to come into the U.S. However, one thing I've noticed about this set of immigrants versus the immigrants that came from the past is the level of entitlement. The fact that they think they can just come here and get all the benefits or whatever. And again, I don't want to pigeonhole all of them. It's just a certain number of them feel like, hey, they're entitled to certain things. When my mother came here, she knew instantly she had to work, and she would work anything that pays. Even means her working the goddamn field for 12 hours. Guys, I didn't see my mother a good portion of my youthful life because she was working 12-hour shifts. It was not until she started working at the hotel as a housekeeper, cleaning rooms. That's why, me personally, whenever I stay at a hotel, guys, I always leave a $5 tip. If I'm there for 5 days, I set aside $20 each day. When I leave that room and I know someone's going to come clean that room, I leave $5 because I understand how much my mother kind of relied on those tips. She used to be happy when she used to get some extra money from guests, and that always stuck with me. So to this day, whenever I check into a hotel, dude, I find out who the housekeeper is, or sometimes I don't know, I leave a $5 tip on the table, and I leave a note, tip for you. Because I understand my mother went through the same exact thing, cleaning 100 rooms a day, and just working hard, man. And again, everybody works hard, but to see your mom go through that, you can't do anything about it. That was kind of an interesting experience. So the thing is, the immigrants coming here, a lot of them know that, hey, if I come here, I will get Section 8, I'll get food stamps, I'll get Medicaid, I get all these free stuff. And that's what's being promoted all over social media. When I came into this country, we didn't have social media. We didn't know what to do. We didn't have an instruction manual, where to go to get help. None. Everything had to be trial and error. But once my mother was able to get the assistance that she needed, at one point we were on food stamp. I'm not ashamed of that. At one point we were on Medicaid, that free Medicaid, where we had to go to the clinic, and you sit in the clinic for like 8 hours to see the damn doctor. I've been through that, but it's no better way for her to experience what she did not experience in Haiti. When she left Haiti, it was a fucked up time, man. She was there doing Duvalier, Papa Doc, not Baby Doc, Papa Doc. And she used to tell me the nightmares, the stuff that they used to go on. My brother still remembers the whole entire thing they used to go down with the coops and all that stuff. And when my dad gave her an opportunity to leave Haiti, of course, through boat, she took it, but she understood the risk. The risk was she may lose her life. So one thing is, be mindful, guys, and how you judge these migrants or illegals or whatever you want to call them. Yes, I agree. Deport the illegals that are creating that are actually creating crimes, that are doing crimes or whatever. I don't think a lot of these special programs should be going to illegals. There's a certain process in place that need to go. Man, yeah, it's very, because again, I don't want to be a hypocrite about it, because again, my mother had the privilege to actually, get on the special programs, but she got it when she got a green card. And again, for her to get her green card, she didn't get it like in 2 months. It took years for her to get it. But once she got it, she understood the responsibility. And by the way, my mother is an American citizen. That was one of her proudest time in her life, when she became an American citizen. A Haitian woman that could not speak a word of English, read or write it, became an American citizen. She has an American passport. And she's retired. This is the only country where you could actually do that. I'm from a third world country. My mother's from there. And this is the only country where you could come with nothing and become somebody. And that's why you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people willing to risk their lives to come here, because they understand the value and the importance of coming to the United States and taking advantage of these opportunities. One thing is, like, guys, I never had this whole white supremacist bullshit in my head. Never felt like, the government's keeping me down. Never had that shit in my head. The only thing I had was basically we had to survive. And that's the thing. Most immigrants can't relate to what Americans go through, particularly what Black Americans go through, because most Black immigrants that come into this country, they're on survival mode, especially the ones that didn't come here with nothing. Now, there are Black immigrants that come here with money. They come here on a plane, they have businesses and everything else. But the ones that come here sacrificing everything, not having a single dollar to their name, they don't have time to worry about white supremacy. They don't got time to say government's keeping them down. They don't got time for that shit. They're strictly on survival mode. They're trying to survive. They're trying to put food on the table, man. So they're not going to join in the protest. They're not going to do that. They're not going to understand what, you're going through with racist people or white supremacy. They're not going to understand that. They're trying to put food on the table. They're trying to stay busy, earn money, send money back home. A lot of immigrants that come into this country do send money back home because they still have loved ones. So guys, stop thinking that immigrants are going to understand your plight. They're not. They kind of have their own little situation going on where they're trying to survive. They're trying to figure out how to feed their kids or find a home for their wife. So yeah, it's like I said, it's very touchy, because again, I consider myself as an American now. Coming here to this country at 6-month-old, I technically was raised here. I've been here since I was 6 months old. So I kind of understand the American life. I kind of understand how things operate because I was raised here. But you can't expect immigrants that came here recently or in their 20s to understand what you're going through. They're not going to understand it, and most of them would not care. So again, guys, this is a very touchy topic because I actually lived it. Again, for the ones who actually came on, I came into this country as an illegal immigrant on a raft boat with my mom and other Haitians in 1978. I'm an American citizen now. Been American citizen for over 25 years. And the crazy thing is, I had a severe accent. I had a really bad accent when I was a kid. I had to learn how to speak English. English is not my first language. I was speaking Creole first. And once I, hung around, other kids and everything else, I kind of lost my accent. And even now, sometimes people don't even know that I'm Haitian. Haitians don't even know that I'm Haitian. So the thing is just like don't be quick to judge. Yes, there are some entitled immigrants that's coming into the US expecting all these amazing tax benefits, which they're not even paying into. But not all of them feel and act the same way. So yeah, man, it's just like this is a very touchy topic, here in this country, the way most people came. This is one of the photos my mother showed me. Like, this is kind of the boat that we kind of took to come into the US. It was boats, something like this. 1978. This picture was taken in 1980. So this is 2 years after I came into the States. More Haitians were coming in to the United States. There you go. Another one. This picture was taken in 1982. Again, this is Miami, guys. You can see the backdrop, Miami in the back. Like from 1970s to 1990, tons of Haitians were coming to Miami. That's why now Boston, New York, Chicago, New Orleans, Miami have a lot of Haitians. A lot of Haitians went to those cities. And now Atlanta, I'm surprised there's a lot of Haitians here in Atlanta. But yeah, I was part of this influx of immigrants that came into this country. We took advantage of the opportunity that was given to us. I would never once will talk shit about the United States. I mean, understand it's not perfect. There's some things that does happen. I mean, things that do happen. But for me to say, anything that's gonna make the United States worse than what it is, I can't. Because this is the only country that gave me an opportunity. Because trust me, if I would have raised in Haiti, with all the coups and corruption and killings and earthquakes, I don't think I would probably be alive. So being here is a blessing. The opportunities that is presented to you, take advantage of it. Because again, these immigrants are coming here either on plane, boat, or on land. They're going to take advantage of these opportunities, and you best believe their kids in the next 20 years are going to be the one that's making things happen. Because again, I'm the product of the immigrants that came here in the 1970s. And look how I succeeded in life. I was able to get my master's degree at 26 years old. I'm able to do the things that I never thought I was able to do. I'm from the hood, man. I'm from the projects, man. Immigrant that lived in the projects, came here with nothing. Shopping at Goodwill, and for me to be in this position, traveling the world, having the titles that I have and just accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish in life, it's all in God and His blessings, man. But also too, I took advantage of those opportunities. And you best believe those immigrants that's coming in through the H-1B1 visas, that's coming through the K-1 visas, all type of visas, trust me, their kids will be the ones that can be running it if you guys don't take the time to fix what you guys going through. I'm just keeping the buck, man, because the thing is, when immigrants come here, and I'm speaking as an immigrant or former immigrant, we have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. So all they got is to work, put in the work in. But I do agree in regards to deporting some of the immigrants that have been breaking the law. Definitely, they should not be here. I agree that certain programs should not be entitled to immigrants. I think those have to be earned. There's a process that needs to be followed. And do right by the immigrants that did it the right way. Like I said, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I came into this country just like how these immigrants came in. But also too, I understand that they risked everything to come here. And when I see children, babies with their parents walking, going through the water and all that, man, that hurts, man. That hurts. That was me. That's my mother and I, man. And it's just like, I can't laugh at the situation with the immigrant, but I also understand that there's a process in place that we all need to follow. But I'm a product of that immigration. I'm part of that. And I'm blessed to be here, blessed to be in the United States. I'm proud to be an American citizen. Every opportunity that came at me, I took advantage of it. I wouldn't have the life that I have now if I didn't take advantage of those opportunities that was presented to me. Making my mother proud when I graduated with my master's degree, knowing that she couldn't read or write. And that was a blessing experience. Watching her retired, knowing that when she first came into this country, she was working the goddamn fields for 12 hours. And for her to retire at 55. And now she's just enjoying her life at 76 years old, soon to be 77, God willing. And again, she came just like this, an immigrant with a dream to have a better life. And it's just a very touchy topic because, again, when I see these kids here, like, I see a little, this is me. These are people that are willing to risk everything, willing to risk their lives. That boat could easily flip over. Everyone is dead. Just to come to the United States for a better life. And who am I to judge them? Because I actually lived through it. So, it's going to be interesting 4 years. Sit back and watch. Definitely, we're hoping things will actually, change. I hope people understand that, hey, now that President Trump is in office, don't risk it. Don't risk your life and your children's life to come into this country, because again, if you don't do it the right way, you will get turned back. And now we're getting more pushback from Mexico, from Guatemala, from Panama, to stop the influx of immigrants traveling through these countries, reaching to the border. Now President Trump is calling out for the National Guards to work the borders, building the walls. I think at this point, if you're not in this country now, I say sit out for the next 4 years. Because if you actually try to sneak into this country, you're just going to make it worse for yourself and for your family. That's my advice to that person. To the immigrants that's coming here. All right, man. Fearless Podcast, address the difference between your family taking advantage of opportunities and others are not. All right. I think the opportunities that we took advantage of, because my mother came from nothing, and she understood that education is the only thing that took us out of poverty. Living in the projects, being poor. She felt that education was the key, and that's why most immigrants' education is number one. If you look at the Indian community, the Asian community, the African community, Caribbean community, they all value education. And one thing about these communities, there are only 3 professions. Anything less than those 3 professions, you are considered a failure. And those professions are engineer, lawyer, or doctor. Literally, if you're not an engineer, lawyer, or doctor, you're considered a failure in life within these communities. Like, literally, they will tell you in your face. Like, I already know what I told them, because my first major in college was a engineer. I was doing mechanical engineer. Did it for 1 year. I dropped out. Then I became a business major. But within these communities, Asian, Indians, Hispanic, African, Caribbean, hey, if you're not a lawyer, doctor, or engineer, you are a failure. And one thing is, shout out to Hank. Yeah, definitely. Those are the 3 professions. And the worst thing you want to tell your mom that, hey, you want to become a teacher. she'll look at your face like you crazy, like you're not going to become a teacher. You want to tell your mom you want to become a social worker, she'll slap the shit out of you for saying that shit, man. It's like, again, you had to pick those three fields. You go into college, you have to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. And guys, what do you see now within those fields? Now tech, the Indians, the Asians, the Africans. That's what you see in these fields. So that's just ingrained in our head that, hey, we got to pursue these professions. And three places we're allowed to go: l'église, la caille, l'école. Yeah, man. Yeah, and the Haitian community, man, we had 3 L's, man. It's l'église, church, la caille, house, l'école, school. You couldn't play any football. You couldn't play any basketball. You want to go outside and play? Hell no, you're going to stay in the house and study. That's how it was, man. You speak to any Caribbean African household, they'll tell you, listen, study first. And I think that's what separate most immigrant families from American families. Education is important. And, we put more emphasis towards education compared to most American families. Most American families will probably put more emphasis towards entertainment and education. So, entertainment and sports. But yeah, that's what separated, most family, particularly my family. It was just like, hey, church, school, and house. That's all we had. And yeah, man. I appreciate you, Hank, man. It's all good. But yeah, man, guys, like I said, I'm a Haitian, I'm a Zoe. You see that big plaque behind me? I'm Haitian to the core, man. But also I'm a proud American. I'm a very proud American. I acknowledge my soldiers out there that serve in the military. I stand up for the for the Pledge of Allegiance. I got to show respect, man. And I don't believe a system is keeping us down. Bullshit. I just don't. And again, maybe because I wasn't raised here for generations as a foundational Black American. But as an immigrant, I don't got time for white supremacy. I don't got time for government trying to keep me down. I just don't have time for it. Even though I may see it, I'm not going to give it that much power. So, yeah, man. It's a very sensitive topic, a great topic at that. And understand this, man. A lot of the Haitian Americans that you meet now that are in their 40s, they came from this generation. They came from this generation. Remember that. And to my fellow Haitians out there, man, continue to work hard. That's one thing they can never say about Haitians, man. We work. They say Jamaican got 6 jobs. We got 10 jobs. We do have a lot of jobs, man, because we understand that, hey, everything that we do, we have to earn it. We don't believe in getting free things. That's one thing they can never say in any country about Haitian. And Haitians are literally scattered all across the globe right now. They cannot say Haitians are lazy. They cannot fix their mouth to say that Haitians are lazy. Now, they will take the jobs that no one else want to do, and they'll do it with pride. They will kind of work on time, work the whole entire shift, probably ask for more hours, and go back home to their family and do it again the next day. That's what we do. Now, there's a whole new generations of Haitian Americans that's on that fuck shit. I can't control that. But as a proud immigrant, I'm blessed to be raised here, because I know how it is to be raised in Haiti. I've been to Haiti, and if you born poor, you die poor. There's nothing around that. Like most countries, to be honest, I travel all across the globe, and it's the same shit. Classism is real. Colorism is real. Racism is real. And if you're born in a shitty situation, you're going to die in a shitty situation. Most people. So always remember that. And yeah, man. Shout out to my mother, man. Rose. She lived an amazing, well, she accomplished a lot for an immigrant, a legal immigrant at that. Now she's an American citizen. But she was able to come in with 6 kids as a single mom and to make things happen. So shout out to you, mom. And shout out to all my immigrants out there that had to come through here and do things the right way. You guys became American citizens. You are contributing to our society. Shout out to you. And shout out to everyone out there that supported us, man. You know, that's one thing I tell people all the time, man. Shout out to the foundational Black Americans. You guys set the road for us to come here and take advantage of the opportunity that you guys helped create. And that's one thing I'm never going to say or deny. African Americans or foundational Black Americans, you guys set the path. You guys sacrificed, fought tooth and nail to get the rights that you have for us to actually take advantage of. And to this day, I thank you guys. I mean, I thank your ancestors. I'm not one of these Caribbean people that feel like, hey, you know, they have their own perceived judgment of African Americans. That's not me. I was raised around African Americans, even though we had our battles, man. We had a lot of battles back in the 80s and 90s. But at the end of the day, I respect y'all. I respect the contribution you've done in this country. I recognize it. And I wouldn't be able to be in the position that I'm in now if your ancestors didn't fight for the rights that we have right now. So shout out to you guys for real. And man, look at this, man. Y'all can never fucking call us lazy. Fuck that, man. We come here with nothing. We willing to do the shit that people don't want to do. We'll keep our mouth shut. We'll keep our head down and just plow away. But guess what? This girl probably became somebody. Probably became a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer. Trust me. Oh man, I love my Haitian people. I love my African American people. I love my American people, and we could do better, man. And it's just like, I understand right now things are changing. You know, people are coming into this country and everything else. But guys, just lay off on your harsh criticism, man. It's just like, you don't know what that person had to go through with their journey to come into this country, and it's just like, I have a little empathy, man. Now, for the loudmouths, the one that feel highly entitled and the arrogant ones, fuck them. But the ones that come here to work, they're not giving any trouble, man. They'll let them be. Let them do them, man. But the loudmouths, the one that's taking scamming and doing all this fuck shit, yeah, man, call the cops. Fuck it. Because again, man, when I see this picture, I see my mother and myself. This girl had to be at least, 6 months? Yeah. Much love, man. But anyways, yeah, just wanted to have this talk, man. You know, it's not a long live stream. Wanted to share my story as a Haitian, as a illegal Haitian that came into this country in 1978 with my mother, just like this picture. Raised in Miami, in the hood of Miami, to now, being the successful man that I am now, traveling the world, and just being blessed and being grateful. I'm totally grateful to be here in this country. Grateful for the opportunities that are being presented to me. I'm grateful to the people that I've experienced. And yeah, every person has a story, man. Every person has a story, man. And it's like, the question is, are you willing to share it? And I feel like my story has always been important to me. At one point, I was very ashamed of it because, you don't want to tell anybody you came to this country on a boat. But as you get older, you embrace it, and it defines who you are. And for me, I've shared this story so many damn times. I've written papers on my story where I literally did a presentation on it. So Yeah, man. Share your story, man, because you never know what other person's actually going through, and they probably need to hear your story. I understand social media, people want to talk about a lot of dumb shit, stuff that's gonna create a lot of views and likes and all that. But sometimes, man, share your story. You may have an interesting story that someone else is probably going through right now, and it'd be good for them to actually hear that story. So just wanted to say thank you guys for allowing me to have your attention. And make sure to like the video, subscribe, and understand this, man. Trust me, as much as you guys want to talk shit about the United States, once you travel the world, man, you start realizing like, hey, United States may not be that bad. Because again, this is the only country in the world where you could come here with nothing and create something. My mother started here. My mother started right here, and now she's retired, enjoying her life. And all these illegals, all these so-called criminals on this field right now, working just to take care of their family. But I want to share something with you guys, man. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Now, when you bring your kids to the States and they all and all your brothers and sisters become somebody, we all become successful. We're all making six figures. All of them. All of us make good money. We could go back home to Haiti and experience Haiti for what it is, guys. This is my last experience while I was in Haiti. This is my time right before the earthquake. I think I was there 2 months before the earthquake happened. 2007. Wow. And yeah, this is our time there in Haiti. Yeah, man, this is Haiti, man. Haiti's a beautiful country, guys. Don't believe everything you see on television. All that crime and all that stuff's happening is happening in Port-au-Prince. Not throughout the entire country, strictly Port-au-Prince. And this is my time in Haiti, guys. This is Haiti, man. It's my brother over here doing this thing. He's retired, making that money. He's actually building a house in Haiti, and he has a business in Haiti. So this is my brother right here, my older brother here. Chilling in the house, guys. This is Haiti. We got them jet skis out. Yeah, this is Haiti, guys. You don't see this, man. And again, this is old. I've seen some of the new pictures that's been going on in Haiti, like Okap, Jeremy, Jacques Man. Man, bro, people actually living. Don't think that whole thing that's happening in Port-au-Prince is happening across the entire country. It's not. It's just Haiti is the haves and the have-nots, man. Oh man, damn, I missed it. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, whoa, that's it, man. Just wanted to share that story with you guys, man. Listen, like I said, bro, be blessed with the opportunities you have. Take advantage of it, man. This is one of the greatest countries to actually live in, and show some empathy, man. If someone's willing to work hard for it, give that person that respect. And a lot of mouths, trust me, they'll find them. With that being said, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my story, my personal story, and how I came into this country. Proud Haitian, proud illegal that became American citizen for over 25 years, gone through 3 passports. Well, actually, I'm on my 3rd passport, and just show some empathy, man. It's like I understand it's American versus immigrants or whatever. It doesn't have to be that way. It just doesn't have to be that way. And be a good person and contribute in whatever capacity that you can. With that being said, guys, thank you so much. I had a good turnout, man. I'm quite surprised I had a good turnout. Just want to say thank you for supporting the show, man. Make sure to like the video, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. And I appreciate it, man. I'll see you guys on Friday for the Lion Dens podcast. I'll be talking more about this, but I didn't want to talk about my personal story on the Lions Den. So figure, you know what, let me do that on my platform. And the Lions Den will talk about the whole immigrants and deportation. Now President Trump just recently signed an executive order or law to reopen Guantanamo. So they're going to open the Guantanamo in Cuba to house 30,000 immigrants. Like, that's serious, man. He just signed a bill or a law. Forgot the name of it. I think all this happened today. And of course, you guys know about the ICE raids that's currently happening all across the country. There's a lot of things going on, man. So we're going to talk about that this Friday at the Lions Den. Make sure to tune in this Friday at 10 p.m. the Lions Den. Shout out to Fearless. Shout out to Roland. And we're going to have a great conversation, man. So tune in. Thank you. And peace out, man. See you guys on Friday.